Look, if you're watching this video, let me tell you that investing into your personal brand and building an audience before actually launching an offer is probably one of the worst pieces of advice that you could follow. And look, I know this. I've built personal brands. You can see here, channel got over 140,000 views in over 90 days. The subscribers gained over 3,000 subscribers in over 90 days. But the thing is, you don't need all of that shit. Yes, you can have it, and yes, it will help your business a ton, but it really doesn't matter. The truth is, we've helped experts with zero following make their first $10,000 to $30,000 within their first 30 to 60 days. For example, game developers, video editors, traders, people with real skills but no actual audience. They didn't post a single piece of content. They just validated their offers first and then sold it. Now here's some proof. Now you can rewind the video if you actually want to take a look at it. And the thing is, the personal brand model has you fucking gambling. You're spending hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars building an audience, hoping your offer works when you finally launch, but you don't have proof of concept. So there's a 50% chance that you could be selling chicken meat at a vegan fucking market. And you won't realize it until you already wasted like 6 months or even 12 months or however much time. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make your first 6 figures without posting a single piece of content, and how to get people to come to you asking you to buy from you, and how to validate your offer before you waste time building anything, because that's how real experts monetize. Not by chasing clout, but by solving problems people will actually fucking pay for. So there's 2 paths for you to take right now if you're watching this video. Path A is building your personal brand first. You will build your personal brand for 6 months, you will launch, and then you will hope. And then maybe you'll make $5,000. You're going to be gambling with no validation and just wasting a shit ton of fucking time. Now, part B is expertise arbitrage. You validate within your first week, you close your first $3,000 deal or even more, you scale, and then you have certainty. Everything is data-driven and you're making real money. Now, the next thing is the vegan market problem. So here's the uncertainty frame. And here's what I actually mean by that chicken analogy. You have no idea if your offer will work. You're building an audience that you think is your ideal customer. You're positioning yourself around stupid assumptions. Now, the vegan market metaphor is this thing exactly. Imagine you're spending 6 months building a food stand, investing in equipment, creating a menu, marketing yourself as the best chicken chef in town, and you finally open. Your location is a vegan market. Nobody wants what you're selling, and that's what happens when you build before you validate. So don't sell what you think, and actually sell what your customers want. Now here's the actual cost breakdown, because I'm about to do the exact math on the personal brand model. There's 6 months of daily content, which is over 180 hours, course creation before validation, which is 40 to 60 hours, paid ads without data, editors, designers is around $2,000 to $5,000, and total investment before first sale is around 220 to 240 hours plus $2,000 to $5,000. And the worst part is, after all of that, you still don't know if anyone will actually buy from you. You're just hoping and you're praying. And you're crossing your fingers that your audience wants what you actually built. And now here, let me paint you the alternative. Imagine a different scenario. Someone approaches your stand and asks, do you have fish? They buy immediately. Not only was the sale super fucking easy, but you actually have the data. You know there's demand for fish, you know what they're willing to pay, and you know their exact pain points because they told you directly. Look, at the end of the day, the personal brand model is audience validation. You build an audience and hope that they want your offer. The expertise arbitrage model is market validation. You sell the offer first and then build the audience around what you proved works. One is gambling and the other is certainty. So which one would you rather build on? And then finally, when you start to build your content, you start building your funnels, you start running your ads, you're doing it with confidence because you already know that it converts and you're not shooting in the dark. And that all comes down to how people actually find you. How are you going to make your first sale? Because at the end of the day, I mentioned that you do not need an audience. So that's why I'm going to break down the exact 3 channels that bring the clients to you. So look, we've established that you want people coming to you asking to buy, but the question is, how do people find you if they're not running a personal brand, if you're not posting content every day, if you don't have those 10,000 followers that everyone keeps telling you about? There are 3 exact channels that we use to get clients without a personal brand. These are proven, repeatable, and they work faster than building an audience from scratch. Now, channel 1 is Whop communities. Now, if you know anything about info, you know about Whop, and you know about selling digital products on Whop as the platform. So that comes down to the ethical audience arbitrage. Other info sellers have already built audiences of what people are interested in learning: game developer communities, video video editing communities, trading communities, whatever your niche may be, whatever your skill is, there's already a paid community full of your ideal clients. So what you can do is join these communities, not to spam and not to pitch, but to actually provide real fucking value. You ask questions and you help people, and therefore you build rapport. And then when it's natural, you mention that you do one-on-one coaching or consulting. Because look, at the end of the day, these people are already buyers. They pay to be in that community, which means that they invest in their learning. You're not convincing cold traffic to care about your topic. You're entering a room of qualified, interested people who are actively looking for solutions. And that is ethical audience arbitrage. You're not selling, you're providing better solutions to people who are already seeking for help. Now, channel 2 is Reddit posts. So look, Reddit is a search engine. If you already don't fucking know what it is, it's a search engine disguised as a forum. People go to niche subreddits asking for specific help. How do I get better at game development? How do I find video editing clients? What's the best way to learn day trading? Look, the goal of these posts is to use typical Redditors as engagement, and it's extremely easy to fucking rage bait them. Again, if you know anything about Reddit, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But look, we're not targeting those exact people. We're targeting the people who scroll, never comment, but they will DM you because at the end of the day, in their subconscious, you sparked their curiosity. And for example, again, you can stop this video right now. And look, here I literally have a Reddit post example for you that you can stop the video, save it, and copy to your specific skill or desire that you want to use it for if you already know a little bit about Reddit, and you will just see how it converts. Now, when you write a 500-word detailed breakdown of exactly how to solve their specific problem, your ICP's problem, you position yourself as the immediate authority. They see you as the expert who has the answers, and the people who DM you are already pre-qualified and ready to buy because you already demonstrated expertise. And the thing is about Reddit is they work super fucking quick. You can post today and get DMs tonight. It's not a 6-month content grind. It's immediate results if you target the right subreddits and provide real actionable value. Now for channel 3, it's your existing network. And that's literally the warmest sort of outreach that you can ever have. Look, it's the most overlooked fucking channel. Your existing network, your friends, your past colleagues, people in online communities who already know you have the skill. And the thing is, you're not cold pitching to random strangers. You're reaching out to people who already know that you're good at a certain skill. For example, you can literally send this exact message framework. Hey, I am taking on 2 to 3 coaching clients to help them with specific result. Thought of you since I know you're working on this. Are you interested? And trust is already built. They know you. They know your skill level. So the conversion rate is 10 times higher than cold outreach because you're not starting from complete zero. You're literally starting from existing credibility. And the thing is, most people are scared to pitch their network because they're worried about being too salesy or too annoying. And that's fucking ego protection. Because the reality is, if you have a skill that can genuinely help someone, you're doing them a disservice by not offering what you're selling. You're letting them struggle because you're too afraid to have a fucking conversation. Now, and that's just so stupid. So to recap, Whop communities give you access to qualified buyers, Reddit gives you long-tail organic search and authority positioning, and your existing network gives you warm conversions with built-in trust. Because at the end of the day, you don't need those 10,000 followers, you don't need viral content, you just need access to people who have the problem that you solve, and all 3 of those channels give you that access immediately. Now look, if you're watching this and thinking, okay, this makes sense, but I don't know how to position my offer in these communities, what to say in these Reddit posts, or how to reach out to my network without sounding desperate, that's exactly what we help with. We've built the system specifically for experts who have the skill, but don't know how to package it and sell it without a personal brand. And again, here's all the proof. You can pause the video and rewind if you want to actually take a closer look, because the thing is, we show you the exact messaging frameworks, the community strategies, the Reddit post templates, and the outreach scripts that close your clients. For example, game developer closed $3,000 in 1 week through his existing network. Here you can see the messages that we sent on Discord of us freaking out of him closing the DMs. Video editor made $15,000 in 2 weeks through Whop communities. Again, before and the after. Trading coach made $30,000 through his launch through a paid webinar. And again, here are all the receipts on the screen. Now look, there is a link in the description to book a call where we'll map out your expertise arbitrage strategy, which channels make sense for your skill, and how to position your offer, and how to even start closing clients this week alone without building an audience first. So if you already have a real skill and you're tired of waiting to build a fucking brand before monetizing, then make sure you book that call. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is what you actually learn from those first clients, because that is so important and so overlooked. Look, you've used these channels. You've closed your first 2 to 3 clients at $2,000 to $5,000 each, or even more. So you just made $6,000 to $15,000. And that's really fucking amazing. But the part that most people don't realize is those first few clients aren't just income that you'll put in your pocket and go spend it on something. They are literally market research that you get paid to conduct because you're actually learning these specific things. Number one is the pain points. As you work with these clients one-on-one, you hear their exact language, what they struggle with, and what keeps them stuck, and what they are scared of. And this data, you cannot get it from building content in a fucking vacuum. One of our clients realized his audience's biggest fear wasn't, can I do this, but will I waste time learning the wrong thing? And that insight changed his entire offer positioning and 3x'd his fucking close rate. Now, number two are the bottlenecks. You'll see where those clients get stuck, what parts of your process are confusing, what tools they need, and what mindset shifts they actually require. Because look, every single bottleneck that you encounter becomes a module in your first future course or group program, because you're not guessing what to teach, you're building your curriculum based on real problems that real clients are already facing. Now, number three is the objections. You'll hear every single fucking objection from your clients. Like, I don't have time, what if this doesn't work, and how long will it take? At the end of the day, every single objection becomes a section of your sales page, an FAQ or a piece of content that pre-handles that concern before they even get a chance to ask. Now look, for number four are the testimonials. By the time you've worked with those 3 to 5 clients and gotten them results, you have your testimonials. Real people with real transformations and real proof that your offer actually fucking works. And now when you build your personal brand, if you even want to, you're not starting from zero saying, trust me, bro, I can fucking help you. Because at the end of the day, you're starting with, here are 5 people that I already helped, here are their results, and you can be the fucking next person that I help. Now for number 5 is your transition to actually scale your offer. Look, at this point, you have everything you need to scale. The validated offer because you know how it works, the market data because you know their pain points and their language, the testimonials because you literally have social proof, and the cash flow because you already made $6,000 to $15,000 or even more on the front end. And now you can build the group program, now you can create the course, and now you can start posting content and running ads. But you're doing it with certainty, data, and capital, and not just hoping on some random fucking metrics. Now here's the actual contrast that you have to remember. Look, if you're building a personal brand first, you're going to spend 6 months of running your content, and then you're going to launch and then hope people buy, maybe make $5,000, then realize your offer positioning is weak or completely fucking wrong, and then you're just going to go back to the drawing board and thinking about new strategies or whatever the fuck else it may be. Now with expertise arbitrage, in week 1 you're going to close your first $3,000. Week 4 you'll close $9,000 or even more total, and then month 3 you'll launch a group program with proof and scale with data. One is gambling and one is validation. So it's literally for you to decide which you would bet your fucking time on. So all in all, here's exactly what we covered. Look, building a personal brand first is gambling. You're spending hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars hoping your offer works. And the expertise arbitrage model flips this completely. You validate first by closing clients without even having an audience. You use these exact free channels, Whop communities, Reddit posts, existing network. You don't need followers. You just need access to people who have the problem that you solve. Your first 2 to 3 to 5 clients aren't just income. They're market research that you're getting paid for. You collect the data on the specific pain points, bottlenecks, and objections, and you get your testimonials. And then you can scale with certainty. So at the end of the day, you literally have only 2 paths right now. The first path is you can spend the next 6 to 12 months building a personal brand, post every day, hope to go viral, and then pray that people will buy from you when you finally launch, and then maybe make $5,000 like I mentioned before, or maybe be stuck at zero and essentially make nothing. Now for path 2, you can book the call with us where we'll map out your exact expertise arbitrage plan, and you'll start using the methods we have or haven't covered in this video. You'll close your first client within 14 days, and you'll validate your offer with real money and real data. Look, the difference between experts making $50,000 to $100,000 a year and experts making $50,000 to $100,000 a month isn't their skill level or their content. It's their strategy. The ones winning aren't more talented. They just stopped waiting for the permission to actually monetize on what they already know. Because at the end of the day, if you're somebody watching this, then you already have the expertise, you have the skill. The only thing that's stopping you is the belief that you need an audience first. Because at the end of the day, you don't. You just need validation and you need proof of concept, and then you can actually build. But I must say that this is not for everyone, because at the end of the day, if you do not have a skill that's proven to work, this will absolutely not help you. But if you're anyone with an expertise that gets results, this is the fastest path that you can possibly imagine to 6 figures. So you can stop building in the dark and stop hoping that people will buy, and instead validate your offer, get paid, and then scale with absolute fucking certainty and clarity. Now look, the link for the call is down in the description. We'll show you exactly which channels to use for your niche, how to position your offer, and how to close your first clients without a personal brand. So let's get you to 6 figures with a smart way if you're somebody who has a skill and thinks that they can monetize on it.